your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NORDVPN.com. It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator.
Introducing Bark in the Belly Premium Dog Food. 100% of profits go to help dogs in need.
Over 30% of adults struggle with chronic foot and joint pain, and many face mobility limitations as they age. But a revolutionary Comfort First slipper has taken the wellness world by storm. Try Cloud Slides and feel you are walking on the clouds. Cloud Slides.
Welcome on in to the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart on Rogue Media Network. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke behind the glass, keeping us on the air and keeping us up to date with all the clips we need every weekday, noon Eastern time, live on YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. So if you're new here, like, subscribe, helps out the channel a ton. Today, we've got a fully loaded show, even more fully loaded than normal and even more fully loaded than we thought it was going to be even a half hour ago. What we've got today, Drake Maye's unprecedented season. Yes, I said unprecedented, not just great, but something we've never seen before. And why one Patriots beat writer wouldn't even trade him for Patrick Mahomes. Really? Also, we're going to take a look at Stephen A. Smith clapping back at Drake Maye after someone else on Stephen A's show took shots at Drake Maye. Apparently, you can't just say, oh, I don't watch that program anymore, or else you're a liar. We'll try to go through that. Also, how about Morgan Geekie? Is he one of the most underrated players in the NHL? Nathan MacKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, and Morgan Geekie at the top of the goal list. Why he is on pace to have not just a record year, but one of the most unexpected years we have seen in a long time in this league. Plus, we will have the NHL Stadium Series jersey concepts. We saw the Winter Classic ones come out yesterday. Bruins and Lightning still haven't announced theirs for the Stadium Series. We're going to get weird and see all the wild concepts that we have for this game. All that and more coming up on this episode of the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. We start where we start. It's in the thumbnail. It's why you're here, and it's where we begin. The talk around Boston, not just today, but all season long, has been Drake Maye. He is changing the fortunes of this Patriots franchise. It has been fun. It has been exciting. It has been elite. But is it unprecedented? In a way, yeah. Drake, who's still second in the highest odds, according to DraftKings, for NFL MVP this year, has bounced between first and second the last few weeks. He is the only quarterback through any 11-game stretch in NFL history to have 2,500 yards, 250 rushing yards, 20 touchdown passes, a 70% completion percentage, and an 800 winning percentage. Now, is that a cherry-picked stat? Yes, it is. But hey, it's round numbers, and when you break it down, it's really impressive. No quarterback through any 11-game stretch in NFL history has done that. No one. Not Brady, not Manning, not Mahomes, not Marino, not Elway, Montana, Breeze, none of these guys. Not Lamar Jackson, not Josh Allen. Only Drake Maye. And he's the only player in NFL history through 22 NFL starts. Again, a little cherry-picked, but he's the only player through 22 NFL starts to have a completion percentage over 70%. It's nuts what we're seeing from him. And the completion percentage down the field, throws of 20 yards or more, it's absurd. It's over 60%. That's crazy. That's crazy production. I don't care what the schedule is. But what is so impressive about Drake Maye is that truly only a handful of quarterbacks in this league can do this. Because not only can he run and pass, like we know that, and Josh Allen can do that, Lamar Jackson can do that, right? But Drake is just as effective extending the play with his arm as he is with his legs. Not everyone can say that. In fact, I don't know if there's a quarterback in the league outside of Josh Allen that can really say that. Like, think of that rollout deep ball to Stephon Diggs in the Buffalo game. It's one of the throws of the season. Is there anyone in the league you would trade Drake Maye for straight up? I mean, yeah, right? Like, there's one or two guys that you would trade him for straight up, of course. Well, NBC Sports Boston Patriots beat writer Phil Perry got the question, who would you trade Drake Maye for 1-for-1? And he has a stunning answer.
Would you take over Drake Maye
Let's do this right now. Who would you trade him straight up for in the league?
I think the only guy I would do it for would be Josh Allen.
Not Patrick Mahomes.
Not Patrick Mahomes.
You would if the Kansas City Chiefs came to you today and said,
Say, hey, Phil.
trade you Patrick Mahomes
Andy,
straight up
for Drake Maye.
And we'll throw it.
Andy, you're wild, man. You're a wild man. But no.
No, you pass.
Yeah, I pass.
Why?
I pass. I think.
How old is Mahomes?
I think the good old days might be behind us.
Oh my God. Okay.
He's 30 years old.
Hold on.
That is crazy. Anytime Mike Felger is the man of reason in the room when it comes to a Patriots discussion, there's an issue. Not trading Patrick Mahomes for Drake Maye 1-for-1? I don't know, man. Look, I love Drake. I love Drake Maye. I'm so happy he's the quarterback for my team. But come on now. Come on now. Let's be real here. Look, I could be horribly wrong with how this team is playing this year. But I just find it really, really hard to believe that Patrick Mahomes is just washed at age 30. Like, I don't care that the Chiefs are 5-5 in that respect. I don't see that and say, end of the road, maybe he is getting too fat. And if that phone call is coming across my desk, I'm sorry. I think I'm going to take the 3-time Super Bowl champ and 2-time league MVP, who is only 30. I do think the Josh Allen answer is interesting, though, because I might have said the same thing. I would have said Mahomes as well, but I might have said Josh Allen in there too. Like, that was the second thought that came to mind. League MVP last year, phenomenal player, even though he hasn't gone to the big game yet. I mean, just a terrifically talented player. And that's obviously a comparison we hear a lot, right? Drake Maye, Josh Allen. And there is a lot of symmetry there. It makes a ton of sense when you look at not just their body type, their play style, their demeanor, even their path to the NFL are fairly similar. The things that we were saying about Josh Allen coming out of college, can throw the ball a mile, probably tries to thread the needle too much, excellent with his legs, tough against man coverage so far, very raw, are all the same things that we said about Drake Maye. Both top 10 picks. So all of that stuff's really similar. But looking how these guys compare statistically in their NFL careers through 2 seasons is fascinating. Because remember, Drake Maye has not played 2 full seasons yet. He's barely played 1 full season. And Josh Allen played, a season and a half worth of starts through 2 full seasons. But Drake Maye's not even fully through year 2. And yet, through their first 2 seasons, Drake Maye leads Josh Allen in completion percentage by 13 points, passing yards per game by 30, and throwing on more yards per attempt, has a quarterback rating 22 points higher, has 0.1 less yards per rush than Josh Allen, and has thrown 5 more touchdowns in 4 fewer games than Allen did through his first 2 seasons in the NFL. We all knew that Josh Allen had this freakish athleticism and that it could become something because he was very raw, right? And it has become something. It wasn't a slam dunk. Drake Maye has all that freakish athleticism and all those tools that Josh Allen had and that Josh Allen has, and yet he is way more polished in year 2 in the NFL. That should be frightening for the rest of the league. It's tough to compare quarterbacks like totally apples to apples because of, starting points and coaches and all this stuff. I think this is as accurate as a start that you can have with 2 different quarterbacks in terms of a benchmark that you could possibly have. They both had the same knocks coming out of college. They both had probably not a ton of experience coming out of college. They both had the same body types. They both had, a kind of a shit situation when they got into the NFL that changed around pretty quickly. They both had, troubles in terms of their weapons and their offensive line that got solved within the first 2 or 3 seasons. And yet Drake Maye is way more polished. Like, how does that not scare the NFL right there? We're talking about an MVP quarterback on one side and Josh Allen. And here's another guy with from the same starting blocks in the same race that halfway through the race is way better. Just a way better floor in year 2 than Josh Allen had in year 2. And for me, Drake has the perfect combination of having that gunslinger blood in him and the arm talent. He's got the gunslinger attitude and the arm talent of Brett Favre, but without the 10-cent head. He's got the $1 million arm, but his decision-making is a lot more Tom Brady, Peyton Manning than it is Brett Favre. Because of that kind of mentality, though, he does take a lot of sacks. And I think that's where you see a lot of gunslinger, even though that doesn't typically add up to a lot of people. But there's sometimes we probably should throw it away, and he takes a sack instead. And those aren't necessarily, that's not a good thing, right? Going from 2nd and 5 to 3rd and 14 can be catastrophic. But would you take that over an interception? I know I sure as hell would. Ask the Vikings fans, 2010, if they'd take that, January 2010, if they would take that over a sack. But Patriots fans, y'all, let's drink it in. Yeah, I would trade him for Mahomes straight up because I think Mahomes is one of the most accomplished quarterbacks in NFL history, even at this point in his career. One of. But we don't have to. That's the beauty of this. And since this isn't the Red Sox that we're talking about, we could be getting a decade plus of Drake Maye because he was drafted and developed by this team. But this is just the beginning. It is a good time to be a Patriots fan again. Is this one of the best runs you've ever seen from an NFL quarterback? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you live every weekday, noon Eastern time on YouTube, and then available wherever you get your podcasts as well. Your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio right here on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. Now, you'll notice we do have another prompt up there. It's not just Drake Maye's special season, but Stephen A. He's an idiot. We know that. I think deep down he'd tell you that, but he makes a lot of money. He's doing something right. And today, he decided to take some shots. So you'll remember yesterday we had it on the show, Cam Newton talking about fool's gold. The Patriots season was fool's gold, middle of the mall. They haven't played anybody yet. He said that on First Take. And I said, oh, Cam Newton's on that now. And apparently that's something we should all know. So Drake Maye was asked about this. And he said, I don't really listen to that kind of stuff. I didn't even know that Cam Newton was on that show. People are being paid to have certain opinions and say things, but we're not worried about it. I only care what my teammates and my coaches think. Apparently, that's as offensive as it gets. First Take live at Bethune-Cookman this morning, and they're talking about Drake Maye, and Stephen A. Smith decides, how could anybody in the world not know us?
He's also a liar. He's also a liar. First of all, let me tell you, it's not to brag. Listen.
Don't brag, Stephen.
Pardon the Interruption is the #1 show on ESPN spanning 20-plus decades.
First off, whoa. I love PTI. I love those guys. Shout out to them. I did not know the run they've had. That's 200 years, 20-plus decades, 2 centuries. I'm watching the Ken Burns Revolutionary War documentary, and I can't wait to get to the episode where Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon are getting this revolution happening, because obviously they were #1 back then, so clearly they must have a big hand in this. Wow. Shout out to the PTI guys.
First Take is the #1 morning show, 13 years and counting. April will be 14 years.
Okay, so I did notice Stephen A. said about PTI that it was the #1 afternoon show on ESPN. And so he's basically saying that First Take is the #1 morning show on ESPN. So he's saying they're better than Get Up, but of course there's only one show in this time slot on ESPN. So I'm interested to hear this. I'm interested to hear how Drake Maye is dumb and he's a liar, because I'm hearing nothing but facts from my man Stephen Anthony right now.
Don't tell me you an athlete and you don't know that. Don't tell me you an athlete and you don't know that Cam Newton ain't on the show. You're lying.
Okay, so is Cam Newton on the show or is he not on the show? You can't tell me that you don't know that Cam Newton ain't on the show, but he's there and he made these comments on the show. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had no idea Cam Newton was on this show before we played that clip the other day. Had no idea. And I get it. I'm not an athlete, so apparently I don't have to know that. But I would venture a guess that most people watching ESPN in the morning aren't at practice. They're not professional athletes. They're people who like sports. It's for sports fans. And here I am, a diehard sicko sports fan who is loosely kind of in sports media. Like, shouldn't that be me? Shouldn't I know that Cam Newton's on that show? No fucking clue. No idea. I mean, Like, you've changed the format of your show just so you can have these minute-long clips to put on social media, and yet you expect everybody to know who's on the show every day? I didn't know Cam Newton was on the show. I didn't know Ryan Clark was on the show, and I have no idea at all who the blonde bombshell in the middle is. No clue who that is. But I guess it's just because I'm not an athlete. That's probably it. Yeah, I consume sports media 24 hours a day, but because I'm not an athlete, I'm not supposed to know that Cam Newton's on there. But Drake Maye is. Drake Maye is supposed to know. And then he goes into this other take that Stephen A knows is really dumb. So I cut it off, and he kind of goes in a different, completely different, nonsensical direction, of course. But here's how he starts it.
Number two, I'm going to take it to a more serious tone with that, because I get where you're coming from, RC, and I don't disagree with you. But how about athletes looking out for athletes?
How about athletes looking out for athletes? Because remember, this started with Cam Newton saying the Patriots aren't legit because they haven't beaten anybody, and downgrading all that they've done in this pretty fun and exciting season in which they have the best record in the NFL. What happened to athletes helping athletes, Stephen A? That's not a thing. Cam Newton can say whatever he wants because he's a media member. Like, he shouldn't be looking out for athletes, and nor should Drake Maye the other way. So here's Drake Maye, having this great season. The team is finally winning, and his favorite player growing up, Cam Newton, is on national TV saying it's fool's gold and that they aren't as good as people think they are. So Cam Newton can say that because he's a media member, and I agree. He should be able to say that. But Drake Maye can't come back and say, I don't even know what show he's on. I didn't hear it. I don't care. So Drake Maye has to adhere to Cam Newton, but Cam Newton doesn't have to look out for Drake Maye. See, is it not making sense to anybody else? Because it's not making any sense to me. Like, both people are in the right here. Cam Newton can say what he wants, and Drake Maye can respond. But Stephen A is saying, no, you can't do that. Athletes are supposed to be looking out for athletes. And he goes on this tangent of that Stephen A, everything he's learned about football is from these two guys, which is wild because he was on the air long before those guys were on the air with him. And that, this is a place where athletes can come in their post-playing career, unlike some other industries. And it just makes a classic Stephen A, just makes no fucking sense. Makes no sense at all. And so because football players have trouble getting jobs outside the football world, that means Drake Maye has to know that Cam Newton is on that show. It's where you lose me. Drake Maye has a job. He goes to work every day. He's not watching ESPN at 10 a.m. He's preparing to win more football games against apparently really bad teams that just happen to play in the NFL. So this is even worse than the Cam Newton comments, by the way. Like, Cam Newton just had an opinion, right? Like, it was dumb. I think it's misinformed. I think it's dumb to say that you play such an easy schedule in the NFL. But whatever, man. Like, he's a commentator on a commentator show. I think it's dumb. We'll say it's dumb. But then when you shoot those shots, Drake Maye can't respond. He can't say that I don't know that Cam Newton's on that show. How dumb a take is that? First, second, 10th, 50th, last take, whatever. That's the dumbest take so far. He's a liar. He's a liar. We know Drake Maye watches this show every day. Who doesn't know that PTI has been number one on ESPN for 200 years? Who doesn't know that First Take is the number one morning show on ESPN 14 years running because it's the only fucking morning show on ESPN? God, what an idiot, man. Like, what a bad take. What a bad take. Yeah, Drake Maye's a liar. He's a straight up liar because he doesn't know that Cam Newton's on the show. I don't know. Cam Newton could have been on the show for 3 years now. I had no idea. No, I am a sports sicko who works and plays with exclusively sports sickos. We talk about it 24/7. Never in my life have we had a conversation about Cam Newton being on First Take. ever. So yeah, maybe that just makes me a liar too. Are you a liar because you didn't know Cam Newton was on First Take? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you live every weekday, noon Eastern time, live on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts as well. If you like and subscribe, God willing, we will be just like PTI and we will be on the air for 200 years. And Stephen A will have to give us some respect. Stephen Anthony, sorry. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe. It's your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio right here on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. When we come back, we're going to talk about how your Boston Bruins have probably the most underrated player in the NHL. Nathan MacKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, Morgan Geekie. How did this happen? And did the Bruins get a bargain? We'll talk about it next on the Wicked Boston Show. Do you know about the 3 T's of Thanksgiving? Turkey for eating, table for gathering, and touchdowns for winning. With DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in before dessert. And with DraftKings Sportsbook, all the action's in your hands. First touchdown, anytime TD, live bets. Every play, every snap, every game counts. Big plays, bold calls, and bragging rights. When the games get good, the bets get better. Here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. When touchdowns happen, we feast. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CAMSHOW. That's code CAMSHOW. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-878-9777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio limited time offer.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at auraorganic.com.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
A house is a property, but we live in homes. Home sweet home. Homes where the heart is. We aim to deliver the best home buying and selling experience so you can spend less time real estating and more time living.
With Ease US, make studio quality voiceovers for your videos online in over 149 languages and dialects. Never been easier to create professional grade videos and voiceovers. Try it today at easeus.com. That's EASEUS.com. Ease US. Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. NALGENE.com.
Here we go. Wicked Boston Show, Rogue Media Sports Network. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke, keeping us on the air, as he does every weekday, noon Eastern time, and then available wherever you get your podcasts as well. And yes, this is the official show of not knowing that Cam Newton was on First Take. Sorry, Cam. Good name. Always said that. Actually respected your time with the Patriots. It wasn't very fruitful, but Belichick always said you're a good leader and everything. But no, I didn't know that he was on First Take. Sorry, sue me. What am I going to do? Anyway, let's talk some Bruins. Tough loss last night. That's just a team that's just injured right now. And Anaheim's a good team. Too many turnovers in their own zone in the third period, which none of you were watching because it was 12:30 at night. Gritty comeback. Like they were down 2-0 in the first 6 minutes. They were down 3-1. They got it to Zach's trying to send me a message. I can't read it. Zach, text me. But it was a gritty game that they just came up short, probably because they just didn't have the horses, man. Like that's what it's going to be like on this West Coast trip, and I'm worried about it. But what I do love, and one of the biggest benefits to this Bruins team this season, is the fact that they have 39. The Bruins might just have the most underrated player in the NHL. The kind of tear that Morgan Geekie is on is insane right now. I looked up the top goal scorers in the NHL this morning. 3 guys tied at the top. Nathan MacKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, and Morgan Geekie. One of these things is very much not like the other. But maybe we need to start getting used to the name. Morgan Geekie is that guy. And it's not just right now. Like we're going back to last season as well. Morgan Geekie tied for first. Yeah, he got his 13th and 14th goals last night. That was in his 22nd game of the season for the Bruins this year. Last year, his 14th goal of the season came on January 25th. He got his on November 19th this year. And lest we forget, last year that after he got his 14th on January 25th, he scored 33 for the season. So he got a wicked late start last year, and he still had by far the best goal output of his career. Like, if you're taking it from last January, it's still him and David Pastrnak as 2 of the highest scoring goal scorers in the NHL in that time frame. So just going off of that, the last 5 months of games, Morgan Geekie has 33 goals. It's crazy. He's on pace for 52 goals this year. And like, this isn't that small a sample size. We're a quarter of the way through the season. More so. We're more than a quarter of the way through this thing. We're talking about Celebrini and Bedard for Canada. Do we need to be talking about Morgan Geekie for Canada? All the kid does is put the biscuit in the basket. Better than almost anybody in the league. And I was worried about that contract. You can go back and find the short. It's on the Instagram channel, right? Instagram. Yeah. It's on the YouTube channel, Instagram account. It's there. I was really wary of this Morgan Geekie 6-year contract worth whatever, $5.5, $6 million as he enters into his prime at age 27, because we hadn't seen him do it before last year. We didn't know if Morgan Geekie was a first-line winger. Of course, he had the great benefit of playing with David Pastrnak. And like, let's not get it twisted. That is a huge reason why he's tied for first in the league in goals and why he had such a good season last year. I think he had 33 goals and 24 assists. So it's not like he's driving play offensively, but he's scoring. And last I checked, the team that scores more typically wins the hockey game. And by the way, kind of a subsect of this is David Pastrnak. What a passer he has become the last 2 seasons or so. They were talking about it actually in the intermission report last night. I think Jaffe was saying it. Like, this is not the perfection line days anymore. You know, where he's just getting these unbelievable services from Marchand and specifically Bergeron and just putting it home. Like, David Pastrnak is driving the play. The guy who's a benefit of it is Morgan Geekie. And the reason I was really worried about that contract was because he had an insane shooting percentage last year. Like, everything pointed to Morgan Geekie not being very versatile. You couldn't play him up and down the lineup. He's not going to do other things really other than score goals. I mean, he uses the body well. He protects the puck well. And you know that, whatever, 65% of his points came from David Pastrnak directly. So it just, and the luck factor, right? He had a 22% shooting percentage last year, which was second in the league, only behind Braden Point, which was like 22.2. So he's right there as the highest shooting percentage in the league. Like, some of that is a little bit of luck. Except this year, with his 14 goals, tied for the league lead, this year, he has a 25% shooting percentage. It's even better than the absurd number he put up last year. And I get it. It's only November, right? There's plenty of season left. But we're not talking about 5 games in. We're not talking about 10 games in. We're talking about more than a quarter of the way through the season. This was a guy who was cut by the Kraken a couple years ago. The Kraken, who have no idea what they're doing. They can't get anything right. And his point totals have gone as follows. From his first season of the league, where he played 2 games and had 3 goals, by the way. 4 points to 9 points to 22, 28, cut by Seattle, goes to Boston, 39-point season in 23-24, and you're like a pig in shit, right? Like, awesome. You got that from Geekie, from Trent Frederick, from Danton Heinen. You got a 60-point season from Charlie Coyle. You were just playing with house money. And then Morgan Geekie is the only one that eclipses that the next year. He gets 57. And now he's on pace to score 50 goals. I don't think he's going to get to 50. But it's really not crazy to think of a Morgan Geekie 40-goal season. That's not nuts. It's really not. Maybe the luck will run out at some point, but right now he's a consistent player over a decent amount of time here. And he's got an incredible NHL shot. That's his attribute. He's got a wonderful shot. He's not going to be drive and play, creating a lot of stuff, but his shot is amazing. And that's why he is where he is. So for now, I was wrong about Morgan Geekie. Very pleasantly wrong about Morgan Geekie. I was worried about that contract, but it looks like you've got a guy who is taking him through his prime and is a goal scorer in this league. Is he going to lead the league all the time? No. But is he a dependable goal scorer in this league? He sure as hell looks like one. Like, I would have been, if you had told me at this contract when it was signed, when I saw the shooting percentage and all the things that we just talked about, I would have said, man, is it more likely for Morgan Geekie to have a 30-goal season again? Or would you just be happy to have a 20-goal season? And I'd be happy with a 20-goal season. He's going to get there before Christmas. MacKinnon, Draisaitl, Hart Trophy winners, Art Ross winners, Rocket Richard winners. And Morgan Geekie, right there, same plane, same conversation. Who could have saw that coming at any point of the season? Morgan Geekie, one of the most underrated players in the NHL, you bet your ass, because no one's talking about him. If you went to a Bruins game tomorrow at TD Garden and you rocked up to the pro shop, you cannot get a Morgan Geekie jersey. You need to order it custom. Think about that. Here's a guy who's on pace to score 50 goals. He was your second leading scorer last year. You can't buy his jersey in the damn pro shop. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts, but maybe that is the bright spot of this Bruins team, is that there are a bunch of guys who you'd want the jerseys for right now that's not available in the shop. I'm getting a Nikita Zadorov one tomorrow, as a matter of fact. It's a little bit longer because you got to order it custom. But Geekie's been awesome. Murat Husnudinov has filled in well. Pavel Zacha is on pace to have a career year. Can't buy his jersey. Things are going well. Things are trending in the right direction overall, even though they've lost 2 games in a row. And when you look at this season, a huge reason why they've scored as many goals as they have and why they're as good as they've been, Morgan Geekie's right near the top of that list. Besides Pastrnak, he might be the next biggest reason. And Marco Sturm. And he fits well for Marco Sturm. So let me know what you think. Do you love the Morgan Geekie contract now? Is he one of the most underrated players in the league? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you live on YouTube every weekday, noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. Your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio is right here on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. And you can check out all kinds of Bruins content from myself and Dan Conlon on the Garden Level podcast, baby. It is exclusive Bruins. It's nothing but Bruins talk. We're dropping episodes every week, and we're hitting the streets. So check that out as well. We're not necessarily done with the Bruins talk. The Winter Classic jerseys have been released for the Rangers and the Panthers. The Bruins take on the Lightning in the Stadium Series, which gets a little bit more wacky with their jersey designs. Zach and I are going to take a look at all the concept jerseys we could find and give a little hot or not, yay or nay, to these Bruins concept jerseys. It's next on the Wicked Boston Show. Conference titles, playoff hopes, everything's on the line. A single loss can end it all. No one gets you closer to the college football action than DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CAMSHOW, that's code CAMSHOW, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio limited time offer.
Hi, I'm Mitch, the co-founder of Cake, a sexual health and wellness company designed for today and designed for you. Yes, you. The entire product line can be found at hellocake.com, and it's also available in every Walmart near you.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on their screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. Samsonite. We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high-traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business. Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
All right, back here on the Wicked Boston Show, Rogue Media Sports Network. Cam Stewart, the host, Zach Burke behind the glass, keeping us on the air every day. Let's take him in front of the glass, shall we? Okay, so here's the thing. Zach and I both love jerseys. I think Zach loves hockey jerseys more than he loves hockey, which is fine.
I don't know about that. That seems a little... I enjoy watching hockey.
Okay. I mean, I didn't say you didn't, Zach. I just
okay.
We love talking about the fashion of it.
We do. We do. That is true. Well, I will say that, okay, to add to it, it is the jersey that I wish I could wear more, because not only do I live in the state of Texas where it is unbearably hot all year long, so very rarely do I get a chance to go outside and wear long sleeves in general. But they are more stylish. Like, I know that everybody kind of in their way talks about, I think when some people look at that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
When
I actually am stretching.
when some people
was just showing off.
have this idea of like the jersey wearing sports fans, there's something that's a little more, I don't know, elegant or like dressed up about a hockey jersey that I appreciate too. Like there's more like a classicness to it, I guess.
And I would say also too, what I love about it is more so than the other sports, it is a part of the culture. Like you go to an NHL game and everybody's got a jersey, right? Like where you go to a big time college hockey game and all the students have a jersey. Like, and you get that obviously, obviously when you go to an NFL game, there's going to be a lot of jerseys, right? Like I get that, but you could have season tickets to a baseball game and a baseball team and never wear a jersey. And you're not out of place. In fact, I go to plenty of baseball games that I don't wear a jersey to. And as you can tell, I love jerseys. I don't wear basketball jerseys anymore. Not really. So like hockey, it almost feels out of place when you don't have one.
No, for sure. I feel like when I go to most baseball games, I see more like jersey T-shirts now sometimes than I do actually like jerseys. So you're right. And like the few Stars games that I've been to, they're everywhere, and like I appreciate that.
So the Rangers and the Panthers released the Winter Classic jerseys yesterday, and it got me thinking about the Stadium Series because the Bruins are playing in the Stadium Series, and those versus Winter Classic are a lot more wacky. Like, I love the Winter Classic drops because I'm a sucker for throwbacks, even if they're faux backs. Like, fine, as long as you don't look ridiculous, then I'm fine. And so I love those. I love when people do nods to that stuff. The Stadium Series gets wild. They're trying to be futuristic. They're trying.
So is this kind of like their what was it that we looked at, the rivalry jerseys in the NFL this year? Is that
yes? Or actually, what it could be closer related to is back in your wheelhouse, baseball in the 90s, when turn back the clock became such a big thing, and they started to do turn ahead the clock.
Yeah, those are some of the ugliest jerseys you have ever seen.
They're terrible, man. I respect the hustle. Like, I respect being like, we're going to think of an idea.
Some of them aren't bad. Like, for some reason, the giant pirate on like the black and red is okay to me. But like the Royals, I don't get it. Like okay. So I know what we're getting into here. Okay.
All right. So what we did was we scoured the internet and found the Bruins Stadium Series concept jerseys, and I've got 10 of them, I think, to go through here. I have 11 slides, and I think it's.
Do we want to rank them, or we just?
I would just say like hot or not. Almost.
Okay, fair enough. Just real quick before I forget, the note I was trying to show you earlier when you talked about that we were officially the show that didn't know that Cam Newton was on First Take. I asked you, wait, people still name their kids Cam? Question mark? Or people name their kids?
I'm telling you, once you become 13 and you have your bar mitzvah, you get the name. You get the name.
Well, I was just thinking
it's Tiny Dinky Daffy.
Yeah.
And
I was just thinking of the whole thing yesterday.
The weird text I got yesterday from my fiance. Yeah. Can you believe this? It's like, all right,
who
it's not
does
named
that?
Ian. All right. In fact, it is a kid's name. It's not an adult's name.
See, it's not like mine. Nobody names their kid Zach anymore. So I named my son something close to it. So I felt like it was close enough to my name.
Zuccarello. Yeah, I did think
exactly.
That was cool. I did think that was
sorry.
cool.
Okay.
So the first one, I'm cheating because it's not a jersey, but someone put this on Reddit and they said, this is something that the Bruins are starting to sell. Could this be a concept for what they would put on a jersey? And it's a hat. It is.
But the hat is legit? Like, that's an actual...
Yes.
Dude, I love that hat.
You're a fan of that?
I'm a fan of that hat. I like the bear head to try to be... Like, I know obviously they're doing it for the bubbles of the bee.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do it all the way, but I'm smart enough to know that that's a bee. I like that. Yeah.
Reese will taught you that?
They were like outlines of animals and what letters look like. Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan myself.
You no, not at all. What is it?
That's being put on a jersey. I'm just not a fan.
Like, you don't want that as like the center, like the main logo on the
right.
jersey.
Like I don't like that. I know it's a B as well. But first, like, it looks dumb. You just have it be a B. And the thing with the Bruins one is it's not just the block B, it's the spokes that go around it, like as you see obviously in the side logo, that makes it an iconic logo. So just a regular B does not do much. It's just a block B.
Okay.
And I think
what if it's like a shoulder patch and like it's spelled out like Boston or something on the... Anyway, okay.
I can hear that out. I can hear that out as a shoulder patch. So if that becomes a focal point of the jersey, if that becomes a front of the jersey, I'm out. I'm not buying it, and I'm saving $260, which is although as you can see, I got this from Reddit. I joined. I don't do Reddit really. I have a Reddit account because I want to access some things on there. Sometimes there's actually some really good notes. I just don't really know how to use it. But the only page that I've consciously followed is hockey jerseys, and so now I get notifications from this group of hockey jersey collectors, and what they'll do is they'll put in there when there's like a deal going on Fanatics, or in this case today they had a glitch in Fanatics and in the checkout at Fanatics, and so there was this note in there like, hey, attention people, if you want to buy a Rangers Winter Classic jersey, there's a glitch in it. You can buy it with a name and number on the back, but they have the price of a blank one on there. So it's like $90 less. And so I'm like, this is the shit I need.
This
is why I joined this for Reddit. So I would not be a fan. The second one is interesting in that, so the game's being played at Raymond James Stadium, the home of the Buccaneers, and the logo has kind of a pirate ship thing to it, right? And this one has both teams' concepts. How about that? Let's focus on this lightning one first, because I'm not going to do that very much throughout this video. This is probably the only lightning one I'm going to.
I don't like it.
Not a fan? Not a fan of just leaning into the place?
No, like, because what does that have to do with the lightning? The only thing that I like about it that remotely makes me think lightning is like the bolt kind of on the sleeves.
And I think there is something cool you could do, by the way, because I love a skull and sword thing.
It looks like a Grateful Dead logo.
But you're actually right, doesn't it? It doesn't. Or it does, excuse me. What would be great for it, though, is like you could do a concept of like a pirate ship being struck by lightning or something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not creative enough for that, but you could do like a ship's mast with a lightning strike. But one note I do want to make about this in general, I think there should be some more of leaning into the place if it's going to be a one-off jersey. So when the Bruins played their second Winter Classic at Fenway, I saw a concept, and I couldn't find it this morning, where it was, have you ever seen that old Red Sox logo where it's literally a red sock and it has Boston written in it?
Yeah.
They used it like 100 years ago. Like, what if you had a Bruins black jersey that had, a gold sock with Bruins or Boston written in it, and maybe really some cool, like bear toes coming out, kind of like what the Paw Sox did a couple years ago. And I'm like, that's perfectly fine to me. That's merging. Yeah. Obviously, you can't probably do it with copyright stuff, trademark. But like that would be a really cool mixture. It's like when Boston University played at Fenway in 2010, what they did with a jersey that usually just says Boston is they had a red jersey that had Boston written out with the Red Sox font. And I'm like, that's a really good idea. And they had skating socks on the side. But let's look at the Bruins one of this. What are your thoughts on the Bruins one?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't like, and I think this is just me and my weirdness, but I don't like when the stripe from the center like goes across into the sleeves, like it matches all the way. It makes me think that you're kind of almost candy cane looking for some reason, not even like the color wise, but it's kind of classic. But if it's supposed to be something that they're, like you talked about, leaning into a bit more, and it's a one-time jersey, this doesn't seem like anything special.
That's the thing. It's not crazy. I really don't love the black on the top of the shoulders and the big numbers there. And the obvious thing that a lot of Bruins fans wouldn't like with this is there's only one team in the league that regularly does that kind of design.
Is it the Red Wings?
No, with the I'm saying with the things going across.
I'm sorry.
Is the Canadiens. It's been Montreal's home jersey forever. So, and aesthetically, I think it looks fine. Like I kind of like that's like a good Montreal jersey. But it's just not gonna do a lot for me. There's also a picture of what it would look like on the back. Obviously, nothing crazy. So, the pants and the helmet though,
the claw mark's okay. Like for
that might come back. By the way, that might come back at some other point in this.
Then I'm gonna hold off and wait and see how it's done on the others.
Third one also has a lightning one, but it's bland and I don't care. So let's look at the Bruins one out of it.
I like that one more than the previous one though.
So there's a lot of good things in this one. So that was the black version of this Bruins jersey was their alternate for a while, a jersey I do have. The Walking Bear, it's not the best logo, but it's a unique shape. It's fine. I really liked it as a kid. And I was always waiting for them to do a white version of it. Here it is. So now you combine the Montreal thing, like we just talked about, with it going across, but it feels like it fits more here because you've got that weird shape of a logo.
Yeah.
It's not the most creative, but I wouldn't mind if the Bruins hit the ice in that.
No, it's one of those kind of like when they bring back the classic style, and I don't want to say modernize it a bit, but it is like, it doesn't feel fully classic. I love that logo of something different, of like and like you said, it draws away more from the Canadian style by being so big, I think, and kind of overlapping more over it. I like the simplicity of the pants then. Sometimes, like, I think, just all together socks. I think that's not bad. I would vote yay on that one too.
Voting yay. Okay, I'm in. Let's go with that. Let's keep with that logo in this next one. This is interesting. This is really interesting.
There's something very 90s about this that I kind of love and hate both at the same time.
I think this is the closest we've seen so far to what an actual Stadium Series jersey would be. If you've seen the ones in the past, like giant logos, weird stripes.
Yeah.
I could be on board for this one. Now, I don't love putting that logo on another black jersey just because you've already done it before. But I think that's a conservative enough but cool enough thing that they're doing with the kind of bear claw stripes. I actually really like that. And unpopular opinion is I wouldn't say I like it more than the alternative, but I do like when the Bruins do white numbers on the black jerseys with a gold trim.
I do like the trim and all, like around how it like kind of almost fades away as it goes up to the corner. There's a lot about this jersey I do like. I think I might think that it works a little bit better with a different logo on the center than the big, I oddly feel
it's tough to wear, by the way, that one, the way you're looking at it.
Yeah. But I also feel like it just kind of clashes with stuff. Like there's parts of it I like, but it just doesn't all, it's like they're leaning into it, but not leaning all the way. I know that's a concept still, but I do the stripes at first when I said that it was very 90s, and I didn't know kind of how I felt about it. It has grown on me the more that I look at it, and I love on the back of how, because it's like a claw mark too, but how it bleeds into the outline of the numbers too, and then just like the grays. So
it's very like Mighty Ducks.
It is, and I like those Mighty Ducks jerseys. I'd still give that EA though. I would just do something logo better, or not better, but a different logo on the front is me.
In a quick pause, because it doesn't come up on any of these jerseys really. But one thing I haven't liked over the last couple of years in Stadium Series, and the Red Wings did it last year, and it looked good enough, but there's been a lot of script, been a lot of like cursive writing it out.
Yeah, I
don't like that in NHL jerseys at all. And what sucks is the Red Wings have such a great logo. And they did that. It looked okay
like on any jerseys, but
in college you see it a lot, and I think it works. But
but I don't want to see go watch the White Sox and see Chicago spelled in cursive on their front. No,
All right, next one.
I guess it always is, isn't?
I'll start. Does not do enough for me.
I'm with you.
So bland. And they did this jersey without kind of the same stripings as an alternate for years, and I never liked it. It's just a big block B. It's old logo that they would have worn in like the 40s, and they don't do anything for it to look old school. So I don't like it.
I'm with you. To me, it looks like it's just a regular season alternative that they were just trying out, not necessarily like a Stadium Series jersey.
And like that they only had 2 weeks to do.
Yeah.
So
like there was a different sponsor that they had who sponsored these season alts, so they had to whip it out. I mean, it's not awful, but I expect a little more.
Yeah, that would be. And I fucking hate on the back collar saying Beantown, because anybody who's ever been in this city knows that nobody calls it that's ever been here. So I would hate that. But that's a little bit reading too much into it. Let's go to a couple of old ones mashed together.
Okay.
Ooh. So this is obviously going off of the one I'm wearing right now. But with Meth Bear instead of Pooh Bear.
The eyes always get me.
On the front. Like obviously this would be too close to the old jersey. I think that they would wear it in Stadium Series, but
Do the shoulders feel clunky to you?
they do feel a little weird. A little weirder than how it feels in real life because I'm wearing one right now.
Yeah, it looks better on yours, but here it just looks kind of like a lot. I don't know.
I think a lot of people would buy this, by the way. I think you'd have to do a different color. Like we've done gold. And by the way, I think the Bruins will do something gold. If I had to
Educate
guess.
me real quick. When was that bear the logo?
So it was never the logo. That's the
Okay.
thing. It was never the logo. I see if I got one of the old jerseys right here. It was the shoulder logo. So this is what they would have worn in like the 80s. And the shoulder logo was Meth Bear. And that's all it ever was a
shoulder logo in the 80s.
Yeah.
Though? Okay.
And then the Winter Classic a couple years ago, they put that on the front. I actually used to have the jersey. I got sick of it. And it said Boston over the top of it and had the Meth Bear a lot smaller than that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
it was
just want
never
a
the
Meth
primary
Bear
logo.
T-shirt now. So
you
do
could
those
totally
exist?
find one, man. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Meth Bear. I used to have a Meth Bear hat as well.
Okay.
That I probably should have never got rid of. But yeah.
That is almost nightmare inducing, and I'm here for it.
Could it be because they've done this style, not with the Meth Bear, but they've done this style with Pooh Bear in gold and in white. Could they do a black one? Potentially.
Ooh,
I think it'd be nice if you thought of something else, but I mean, all right, let's lean into the pirate ship again. You ready for this? This is really going to throw you for a loop if you liked this one to some extent.
Okay.
I mean, if you didn't know any better about our lack of this kind of design skill, you would think that Cam and Zach just went with some of the ones they've liked so far and put it together. This is unbelievable. And I don't know if it's a good way or a bad way.
I am here. This would be the first one that I am going to have to explain to my wife why I need $200 to buy a hockey jersey.
I'm just saying right now, is it my favorite? No, of course not. But if on March 1st, the Boston Bruins take the ice at Raymond James Stadium wearing this, I can't help but like it. I just can't help it, man. Like that, Brown sucks. And I think the Bruins have been good with how they've used Brown in their throwback uniforms in the past. But this would be fucking incredible.
I would. Oh yeah, no, I love this. I love this for it. It's oddly, it's kind of like San Diego Padres colors with the brown. That's like throwing me a bit. But if they could somehow like tint the glass too, where like half of it is also like darkened, so it looks like players are wearing eye patches. Let's just lean into it. But no, if this is a one-time jersey and leaning into playing at Raymond James, like I'm here for it.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah,
I think it's funny. I think it would be hilarious. That would show a real sign of intent from the Bruins to just be a little goofy.
Yeah.
The next two, which I got to upload in here, are faux throwbacks, which again, more Winter Classic than Stadium Series, but I liked the concept, so we're going to throw them up anyway. The first one that we're going with is this one here.
Okay, I like that.
I really like this one. It's a lot like the 2010 Winter Classic one that they wore with that logo, but it was a gold uniform. I love off-white for these faux throwbacks. I think it's the perfect way to go. And it goes great with brown, as we saw with the Centennial alternate ones the Bruins had a few years ago. I think the gold numbers really pop with the brown. I kind of really like this, man. It's not the most creative because they've used that logo before. But there's also not many logos the Bruins haven't reused at this point. So
yeah, no, I'm here for
I really
those.
like this one.
I like these a lot. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what could you do. You really can't do anything else with that B color wise. It's got to be.
Could it be a less bubbly? Like, could you have I guess obviously it's a throwback, so you're using an older logo. So never mind.
But I'm saying like color. Since you have brown and gold around it, like you can't make it one of those colors.
No.
So you gotta do the off-white. But they base it off. You see it in the corner. The Rangers 2012 Winter Classic ones, which is one of my favorite ones.
Gotcha.
So that's an interesting one. It's not as flashy necessarily. It's more faux throwback, but I would like that one a lot. This next one combines a lot of the faux throwback with kind of the ambition that you would have for a Stadium Series jersey. Now, let me say this before I put it up here. I cheated. This was a concept jersey for their centennial game, not for the Stadium Series. But I think it works really well. This is fascinating to me. I'm already hyping it up big time.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let it breathe. We got all day.
I don't know if I like the bear on the back.
I could take or leave the bear on the back. I kind of like it, but if you don't have it there, you just have the nameplate in brown, and obviously I'm guessing you would go brown numbers if you don't have the bear there. I can also love that. But I think this is cool enough. I kind of like that, man.
So I like parts of it, but I don't know. I like the 19 and the 24 splitting the B. I think
Love
that
that's
looks
what they
cool.
did. Yeah, that's what they did with the alternate on the Centennial a couple years ago. I thought that was such a good, subtle touch.
And the Centennial patch, and I love the front of the jerseys. I have no issues with that at all.
Love the striping, man. Sometimes I would think that's too much, but if you're leaning into faux throwback and it's already a gold jersey, I like that kind of stripe.
Same with the pants, simple. I don't know about the brown stripe just because there's not. Where else is there brown? I guess maybe the helmets could be. I don't know. If you add a little more, or am I missing some brown?
No, I think what looks black is actually going to be brown.
So the whole pant is going to be okay then.
So, but I do agree with you in that I don't like the brown stripe, and it does look a much different shade, I guess. So maybe they are going for black on the rest of it.
But the thing that drives me,
you're right. It might be black. It might be black on the stripe.
Which
I'll take either way.
With the bear, and it's not that I hate the bear. It's just by doing it that way, your numbers are off center on the back, and they're all going to be odd shaped to have to fit inside that freaking bear.
Yes,
and
like those old Blues jerseys.
Yes, and it is going to make every jersey just look weird and out of place. And it's like it's going to be one where you can't get one for your favorite player. You're going to have to get one to where the numbers don't look just absolutely fucked. So
yes,
that is my problem with the bear on the back. Okay. I don't hate it. The bear and the offset squished together numbers is what throws me off.
I love it. I love all of it. I love all of this one. I have saved my favorite for last. This does get an explanation before I put it up on the screen, because this is it's a bit of a half-ass concept. Like this one, someone has built out an entire uniform. This next one is a Photoshop job that someone had put on Reddit, and it's a different logo on a Winter Classic jersey they wore in 2019. And they basically said, I don't know about the striping and everything, what it would be like in my design, but I think the color scheme and this logo is what they should go with.
It makes me think of a Penguins jersey first. I don't know why.
Interesting.
But I think also it's just sometimes just the yellow and black makes me think that, even though I know obviously that's Bruins colors. Out of everything we've looked at,
and it is a dark brown, by the way, which you can't really
is that
see
okay?
Yeah,
is the bear
close enough to
black or brown?
It would probably be brown. So why I bring this up is,
then honestly,
they've introduced a new shoulder patch this year with those new jerseys that have this logo. With the walking bear, and then on the home jerseys it says Bruins on it, and on the away jerseys it says Boston, which I think is really cool. So this way, like logically, this is a new logo that they're using. They want to sell more merchandise. This could slate in as their alternate, because they don't have an alternate jersey right now because they just got new uniforms, and so that could be the way they kind of integrate it into their full set. And I really like this logo. I know it's basic. It is. But with the way that these Stadium Series shirts are going to, which you talked about with more writing, this fits kind of perfect to have a logo, to have a writing. I'm sure they'd have a spoke B somewhere, probably on the shoulder. But I loved this Winter Classic jersey, so that's a big problem. Is I really loved this Winter Classic jersey that also had the block B that we talked about earlier. But I'm a huge fan of that.
So now that I can see it being the brown and yellow, and it makes more sense. And they have done everything to fix my problem with the bear on the back with this logo. Like looking at your hat and the way you like squash, like you like crescendo and decrescendo, just using.
And they might do
terms.
Boston because it's a road uniform.
Yeah.
And that actually looks better than Bruins.
I love it used as the front logo like that. And then you can have, my OCD doesn't get thrown off on the back. You have properly spaced out numbers. And the more and more I look at these, the more and more I'm with you that these are growing on me. I do really like this walking bear logo as like the main focal point. And like you said, if they can throw in a spoke beast somewhere, like maybe on the shoulders or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would definitely say yay to this one then too.
And let me say this, like it is definitely better as a shoulder patch or a hat or a t-shirt than it is for the front of a jersey, but we're breaking away. We're not doing the spoke B on the front of the jersey, probably. So I think they will do something around that logo, if I had to guess. But the same way, like when they first introduced those alternates that we talked about earlier with the other Walking Bear logo, I deleted them off the thing. But with the kind of unique shape, that was their shoulder patch forever.
Gotcha.
And so when they wore those uniforms with that on the front, they had the spoked B on the shoulder. So that's my favorite one.
No. Okay. I like that.
Or
I like that one.
Like we're taking concept to a new level. Like this is the concept of a concept.
When do we find, like when probably are they going to? Okay.
Don't know. I would imagine though, kind of soon here because we got Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
Like isn't that why you'd want to do it? I also thought we'd have Olympic jerseys by now, but we don't. The US doesn't. A couple other teams do. So
yeah,
that was a lot. So. We're way over time, by the way.
Well, we were talking about good.
This is good stuff.
I got too into just like focusing on it, but yeah, no, it was great stuff.
I want to hear from the fans, Zach. I want to hear from the fans in the comment section below. What concept jersey are you riding with for this Bruins one? And if there's some other ones that we missed, I don't know, drop a link or something in the comments. We can find them. I would not mind revisiting, and we'll certainly have a review when they do come out with one. But Zach, thank you so much for doing that with me. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow live high noon Eastern time, just like we're here every day, same time, on YouTube, then wherever you get your podcasts as well, on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels. Visit OpenGoAAALUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Get paid paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.